Welcome to episode 487 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says
It got cold quick.
and we're straight. And I'm okay with it.
Yes, you and me both. I mean, it went from summer to fall, like Dom Toretto shifting gears.
It was crazy.
I mean, one day it was like 90 degrees. The next day it was 65.
Yeah. And like 45 at night.
Yeah. Like it even cooled off. Like it cooled off there was a period there where like it was like cool enough that like I was just able to run a fan in my window.
Yeah.
And my room got toasty. Like very cool. Like I felt like I was running the air conditioner.
Yeah.
And like now, window's closed.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But during the day, it's very nice.
I busted out a blanket last night. Yeah, I mean it was chilly. So, but I'm good with that.
Oh, you and me both. Like I'm not complaining one bit.
So yeah.
But just that, like it shifted gears like so suddenly. Like you're just like holy fuck.
Oh yeah. It plays havoc on everybody's sinuses and everything.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm good with that.
Like Nancy's fighting a head cold right now because like she slept with the window open.
Yeah.
And now she's all congested and shit. I'm like, I feel bad for her.
Nice.
Yeah, but like you didn't know, like it was nice enough that when she went to bed, that you had the wind, but like as the night wore on, it like dropped like 20 degrees.
Right.
And she woke up like seeing her breath.
Nice.
Fucking Darby's digging under the covers.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So how are you, sir?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Busy week.
Busy.
Yeah. It's just something every day.
Yeah.
And everybody but me went to concerts, so.
Yeah, well, I mean...
They went and saw Echo and the Bunnymen on Monday.
Yeah, well, that must have been a good show.
She said it was.
Yeah.
And girls went to go see My Chemical Romance in Jersey on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday. And they're in Cleveland now seeing... Or Tioga Falls or wherever that concert venue is out there.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But they're seeing 9 Inch Nails and Ministry.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And in between, they went to Mecca.
Yeah, while they were in Jersey.
While they were in Jersey, they went to, the Quick Stop and Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash.
Yeah.
Brought me back a wonderful gift. I can't even express my joy. It's a signed Buddy Christ.
Yeah.
By Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I will display it proudly.
It's Muse too, right?
No.
I think it's J.N.
No, it's KS, Kevin Smith.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see. I thought Muse signed it as well.
No.
What's that say?
Snooches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Cool as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so they did that.
Big yawn from the big line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brie lost her wallet out there.
Oh, that sucks.
Listen now. So she lost her wallet, and she put a hold on all her cards.
Yeah.
And I think what ended up happening was, so she couldn't find it. They checked back at the stash, it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Quick Stop, all that crap.
Yeah.
Couldn't find the wallet. And I guess at one point Bree's door was not shut when they were driving, so she opened it and closed it.
And it fell out at that exact moment.
And it was raining.
Or like it fell out and it was sitting there, and when she opened and closed it,
right,
it
fell out into the red.
Yeah.
And that's where they found it in the middle of the road.
Oh.
Like 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
They were just driving. And
Yeah.
there
There
it
it
was
was.
in the middle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, what luck.
Yeah. And luckily it was raining, so nobody was like crossing the street or anything. You know.
Right. Yeah.
But tell me that ain't crazy.
It is crazy.
So yeah, there was that. And I went to an estate sale, bought a record player.
Yeah.
And a tape. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah. Watched Strings. And did not watch. When does Thrones air? Sundays?
Sundays, yeah.
Okay. So I'm like.
I usually watch on Tuesdays on HBO Max.
Yeah. I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I swear. Because I was like, I've seen this episode. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I watched Rings. That's about it. Then I couldn't sleep the other night. I had like insomnia.
Yeah.
I could not sleep. No matter what I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep. And like 12:30 at night. And I think I slept for like 15 minutes and woke up.
Yeah, one of those deals.
So my body treated it as a power nap, not like. So I wasn't like I was ready to go when I woke back
that's
up.
the worst.
And
because by the time you're ready to fall back asleep, it's time to get up.
yeah, I mean, I just wasn't.
Yeah,
I was good to go. You know what I mean? And so
you start nodding off at 5:30, 6 o'clock. Alarm goes off.
correct.
You know.
So I watched the Two Towers and Return of the King.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I eventually passed out.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what I did.
Wow.
I thought, well, and seeing it so many times, I thought, man, maybe this might put me to sleep.
Yeah.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of those types of deals.
Yeah.
And no.
No, it didn't. Although I did fast forward some through it.
Yeah.
Just the Frodo parts.
Did you watch Andor?
No, is it good?
I'll say that like it's 12. You know, instead of being like 8 episodes, like most of the Star Wars stuff has been. This is 12 episodes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they post the first 3 episodes. They're each like 40 minutes each, and it all it does like it's 3 episodes of like establishing what's going on in a way.
Okay.
Like I found it interesting because it's a mature show. Mm-hmm. You know, this isn't like the first place you go is a red light district.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And you know, he goes into a brothel.
Nice.
You know, and there's a reason for it. He's just not going to get laid. There's a reason he's going in there. But at the same time, it's like, wow, I don't know how to explain this to a child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is a more mature show.
Yeah.
It's dealing with more adult themes. I'm not talking sex. I'm just talking that, like, thematically, like, what's going on in this show.
Is it R-rated?
I don't think it's R-rated. I think it's like, you know, I think it's like TV 14 or something like that. Like, it's something like with any other Star Wars show that they've done so far, including Kenobi.
Yeah.
I would feel comfortable letting like an 8-year-old watch it. And I'm not saying like if I was sitting with a 14-year-old, I'd be like, oh, you know. But at the same time, like, you know, how do you explain to an 8-year-old? Okay, well, this is a, you know,
a saloon.
That girl's just dancing for fun in the hologram.
Have you ever seen Tombstone?
Yeah.
That's what all the wives were.
Have you ever watched a Gladiator movie, Timmy? So, I mean, it's just, and I'm not saying that the entire show's like that, but thematically, it is a little bit more mature as far as like what's going on.
Sure. Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this would be a hard show to watch with a young child because it's a different feel.
Yeah. The underbelly.
Exactly. This is all very underbelly.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, like I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked what I watched, but I wished it moved at a little bit of a faster pace.
I see.
But I feel like, okay, maybe this is why you release the first 3 episodes at the same time, because maybe the pace is about to quicken.
Yeah.
You know, so I think you'll enjoy it. I mean, you know, I had no qualms with it other than like, you know, it was a slower pace than what you're expecting from a Star Wars show.
Sure.
But at the same time, like I like the story that's being told thus far.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I watched Love and Thunder again.
Yeah.
I liked it better the second time.
Did you?
He said he liked Ragnarok better. And I'm like, that's a tough sell for me.
You know, I mean, I'm in the minority. You and I, Tim, we really are the minority because most people love Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, it's so fucking... I feel like, you know, they toned down the jokiness enough in this movie, with the exception of what happens with fucking Zeus.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, like, the rest of the movie, like, they kind of tone it down enough that, you know, like, I mean, it's... Again, I like my Thor much more serious. I prefer Thor from... Avengers and the first 2 Thor movies, you know... But at the same time, I get it. You want to lighten the character up. Fine. I don't care. But, and Hemsworth can pull it off, but he still has to have a seriousness about him. And I feel like he kind of did in this movie when it needed to be there.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff between him and Natalie Portman was golden.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
Golden.
Right.
And Bale acted perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, that good.
Yeah. You expect that from Bale.
You do. But at the same point, it was like, I even like the stuff between, you know, watching it a second time, I appreciated the stuff between Mjolnir and Stormbringer even more.
Yeah.
Especially when it would come into the scene.
Yeah.
That's really smart. I mean, that was just really good.
Right.
Getting his first beer.
Right.
You know, that camaraderie that Thor was trying to get with Stormbringer.
Right.
And I didn't mind that Atala was narrating, Korg was narrating at some points, and I thought that was good.
Right.
And all the fight scenes were good.
Right.
I mean, you know, when Mjolnir splits it into pieces.
Yeah. That was pretty badass.
And brings it, yeah, that's good shit. So, it was just some of the stuff, like, the stuff in the beginning with the Guardians I didn't like. I just couldn't get into it.
It didn't bother me as much because it kind of harkened back just a little bit to like the arrogance of Thor.
Yeah.
You know, like he's never gotten over that arrogance that his father always told him about. And it kind of like it's on display here, like, you know, I can take care of this. And he makes a dramatic entrance and, you know, and everything. And, you know, it made sense to me. It was just like, it was like that thing, though, of like, I felt like you wasted an opportunity with Pratt and Company to expand that dynamic a bit.
Yeah.
You know, they're there. I mean, it was like a guest shot for 15 minutes and then they're gone.
Right.
You know, where I wish they would have been there for more of the movie or all of the movie even. Because I like the dynamic between Hemsworth and Pratt. You know, I like the dynamic between Hemsworth and the Guardians as a whole. Like, you know, some of them, you know, like looking like you know, he's a beautiful space pirate. You know,
Right.
shit like you know, that would have been things I would have appreciated, but at the same time, like, you kind of have to push the Guardians on their way. They've got their own shit they've got to take care of. You know,
When Nebula pulled out that fucking gun and says, "I'm gonna put him down,"
yeah,
fucking loved it. And that was like there was like two really funny moments in that movie for me, like really like made me belly laugh.
yeah,
And that was one of them.
yeah.
And then when he said, "Maybe your arms in Valhalla," I was like, "That is all right."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, maybe your arms in Valhalla."
Yeah.
So that was funny.
And that was another one. Like, I was kind of bummed out they didn't use Sif more.
Or showed her fighting.
Yeah.
Something.
Like, because I really liked Sif in the first two movies. Like, I liked that character.
Yeah.
I was oddly pleased that she wasn't in the third one because they probably just killed her off anyway. You know? But I like Sif. Like, I think I think she would have added an interesting dynamic. Not only to like I wish she would have been in the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, you know, the girl power scene. Like, I could have used Lady Sif.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Jamie Alexander as an actress, so like I was kind of bummed out that like she got like, you know, again like a cameo. Like you're right, funny scene because he's like, oh, maybe your arms are Valhalla. You know, but. Still, it was kind of like, oh, damn, another missed opportunity.
Right. Yeah, I thought that it was.
Yeah.
As well. I liked it. I did. I mean, I liked it better the second time than I liked it the first time.
Yeah.
And I appreciated more the comedy the second time versus the first time.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
Right.
Because I went in thinking it was going to be way too much Watala. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I still think it was a little too much.
Yeah.
But I do like him as Korg. And like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I liked how he... Jane Fonda. That was a good one, too. When he called Jane Foster Jane Fonda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jane Fonda. So... But I liked it. I even liked the part where the kids got energized.
Oh,
The
yeah.
power of Thor. I thought that was like really well done.
Yeah.
Surprisingly well done.
That, and I will say, Watala's use of music is always very good.
Yeah.
And I mean, he shows it in the first Thor movie with the Zeppelin song. But his use of November Rain, that piano, and the way it builds to the crescendo of the song.
Oh, when the kids are fighting?
Well, not only that, but like, you know, Jane Foster.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, and the hammer and everything that's going on there, and you're just like, I mean, that is brilliant filmmaking and the use of music.
Oh, yeah, for
You
sure.
know, because like the way that plays off, I was just like, oh shit, this is good.
Oh, when he was playing, I think they were playing Sweet Child when the goats crashed in through the thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he actually rolled a tear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that whole thing with Jane was just brutal.
Yeah.
When she shows up, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's going to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because he knows, I mean, it's going to kill her.
Right.
But, damn, that was good. Good stuff.
A lot of good stuff. I mean, like I said, I mean, I thought it was better than Ragnarok. I think it holds up better than Ragnarok.
I think the actors around Hemsworth were better than he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he acted Thor, he acted the part, and da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
But I thought the actors around him acted actually better than he did.
Right.
Which surprised me.
Right. And I mean, that's no slight at Hemsworth, because, like, to me, I think Hemsworth is an underrated actor.
Yeah.
He's looked at as a slab of meat.
Yeah.
And I think he does a really good job. If you ever see, you know, was it Spiderhead, which was on Netflix? I mean, that Netflix
I watched it, yeah.
Netflix fucked up, and Hemsworth is phenomenal in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, he's a very good actor. He just, you know, I sometimes he gets typecast as just a slab of meat, and he's more than that. Like, kind of like Stallone. I mean, Stallone's a better actor than I think people give him credit for.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
For certain.
Yeah. I think he's a far superior actor to Arnold.
Agreed.
You know.
But he gets lumped in that class.
He does. He does.
And he's a way better actor than Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm not apologizing for it. I mean, you know,
I mean, it's just...
to me, it's a fact. I mean, you look at like a movie like, you know, like the soccer one he did with Pele, or Nighthawks. Huh?
I thought you were talking about Arnold.
No, I'm talking Stallone. Like you look at like
well, you get these movies by Stallone, and then you get Arnold going, "Take out the papers and the trash."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
even though Twins was a great movie,
great movie, like,
but it wasn't necessarily acted very well. DeVito did great.
I've always said Arnold's best movies are the ones where he has the fewest lines.
Yeah, Hercules in New York. Just kidding.
Yeah. But I mean, like you look at the first Terminator movie.
Yeah.
He said very little, but like there were things that he did do from an acting perspective, like with his eyes, like that scene where he's like, you know, driving the parking garage looking for Sarah.
Yeah.
And like his eyes are moving, and then his head moves like a shark. Like he took that direction from Cameron very well and applied it in a way. I'm like, oh shit, look at that. You know,
I think the first Terminator movie was very similar to a John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
Very. It's almost like, are you sure this isn't a Carpenter movie?
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? That, yeah. Like, it's so similar, especially the first one.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about anything after that.
Right.
The way the music's done.
Yeah.
The way it's shot. It's just very...
Yeah.
Methodical. He just keeps coming.
Yeah. I mean, that really, really simple... Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. I mean, that shit. I mean, that's like that's Carpenter-esque, like that theme music.
It's like.
Yeah.
Were you sitting in his pocket for a while? Like,
yeah.
Listening to Carpenter. But yeah. So I mean that it's just anyway. But I completely agree with you. With the use of music was just absolutely phenomenal in that movie. Just fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Watala does a good job with it. I mean, it's hard to like. I mean, like you said, I mean, you know, you look at that scene with Immigrant Song at the end of Thor Ragnarok. Huh. You know, that's just like that's like a hallelujah. Like I was like, this movie sucks, but I got to stand up and
salute you, sir.
Yeah, I have to stand up and say, praise be.
Yeah,
bring the hammer of the gods.
Yeah, and it's like he kind of brought that in there, and then in this movie, he just kind of let you have it with his music direction.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just can't argue with it. It was just, to me, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll give it another half star.
Okay, there you go.
Because I just thought it was better. It was better the second viewing. I think I went in there thinking, like, oh, it's going to be like this pirate movie. It's going to be like this fucking What We Do in the Shot. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Those movies are great. I mean, those shows are great.
I tried watching the pirate show. I could not get into it.
Okay. And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's better once he comes on.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because when you see him as Blackbeard, it's phenomenal.
Okay.
Maybe just skip episodes and just get to him where he comes on as Blackbeard.
Yeah.
And then it gets 150 times better.
Okay.
Because now you're dealing with him.
Right.
And it's good.
Yeah.
And it's really good once he gets on screen. That's all I got to say about that. It's truly.
Okay.
Because I wasn't getting into it either.
Yeah.
But once he got on screen, I was like, that's funny. And I was like, oh, this is a good episode. Yeah. Oh, this is getting better.
Yeah.
And yeah, truly, it was good. But you know, What We Do in the Shadows is funny as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think I was judging it before I even watched the movie. And so every time I kind of caught a glimpse of that, I just went downhill. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh man, here we go. But nothing in my mind, it just kept going, but it actually didn't.
Yeah.
But the Zeus part is still unforgivable.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, I agree with you.
Like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. But the ending was so great when he went out with a kid.
Yeah.
And he's narrating it.
Yeah.
And this is Love and Thunder. I was like, damn, that's badass.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. So.
Well, I just watched a turd of a movie.
Oh.
I knew it was a turd. I watched it deliberately. And I enjoyed the fuck out of it for being a turd. Huh. Moonfall.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does that thing suck?
Yeah.
But it's like, knowing that it sucks,
yeah,
like, I could enjoy it. Like, my expectation was so low for this movie, and it still went under that bar. You know, but like, I think my thing is, like, I enjoy a bad Roland Emmerich movie.
Yeah.
I really, like, I think 2012 is a fun watch. Like, anything he does, like, anything. I will, like, as bad as that second Independence Day movie is, like, I still, like, I wanted to see more.
I couldn't. That is a terrible movie.
It is. It's
I
awful.
can't even, I'm not backing you up on that at all.
Like,
because it's that bad.
It is. It is that fucking bad. That one is. But, and this, I mean, comes really fucking close.
Nah, it's not as bad as that movie.
Okay.
I think it's not as bad as that movie because it had nothing to live up to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, it was coming out the gate.
Yeah.
Like, bad.
Yeah,
I expected it. You had no like, even the trailer looked bad.
Yeah, I expected shit.
Yeah.
And I got a movie I could watch.
Yeah. I mean, it's batshit crazy. Mm-hmm. You know, but, like, I expect that from
I like the
Roland
lead guy, though.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I got his story. I mean, like, I get it. I mean, like, I understood what they were trying to do with it, but it's kind of like they pieced every single fucking movie like that in the past 10 years and tried to put it into one movie.
Which is all Roland Emmerich movies.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was just terrible.
Yeah. But, like, it's like that funny thing of, like, okay, you got, like, an interesting, okay, this is an interesting piece here. Like, and Patrick Wilson's a great actor. Mm. Like, you know, he was in the first Aquaman movie. He played the Ocean Master, and he was fantastic in that. He was Night Owl in the Watchmen movie.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, the guy's been in movies like this. He's really good. He's a very good actor. I like him when I see him. But so, like, you got this pretty good actor. You got, you know, Samuel Tarly. Yeah. You know, and then you got Halle Berry, and it's like, man, these pieces do not fit together.
Nah.
At all.
No, it's like none of it fits together.
Yeah. And Samuel Tarly's playing, like, the scientist that knew, but nobody's listening to. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, then you throw in, like, the batshit crazy, like, and I'll even buy it. Like, I'll even say, like, okay, I'll buy that the moon, spoiler alert, the moon is a superstructure.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'll buy that. And I'll buy, you know, like, but, like, it was, like, so batshit crazy. Like, you were just like, oh. You know? And, like, the worst part
I think it goes beyond, like...
The worst part of it is, Roland Emmerich believed in this movie so much, he set it up for a sequel.
Oh, shit.
Like, if you think about that ending. At the ending, old Samuel Tarly, he's there in the moon, his consciousness, and the moon's telling him, yeah, we got to prepare. He's like, prepare for what? Credits.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much Roland Emmerich believed in this movie. He's like, I am setting this up to be a sequel. This gigantic turd. And then, like, Roland Emmerich was like, oh, well, you know, Marvel movies have ruined it for everybody. No, sir, you did.
No, yeah. That was a terrible fucking film, sir. I mean, it was. It was not.
There's no redeeming value to this other than, like, to enjoy a good laugh.
I think what happens with science fiction, like, not all, but especially in bad movies, because this was just a bad movie.
Right.
But once it gets to a certain point where you don't believe the science fiction anymore,
right,
you're done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like aliens.
Yeah.
You believe that shit could happen, and you look under your bed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
When you get so far in this movie, you're just kind of like, yeah, that would never happen, and I'm not even a scientist. You know what I mean? Like,
like the gravity and shit that was taking, like when the moon was passing over and the gravity, like I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Oh,
so
agreed.
As a director, I want to give his director biography. Okay, like this is the kind of horse shit he has done over the years. Now, there's a few movies here I never even heard of. The Noah's Ark Principle from 1984, Making Contact in 85, Ghost Chase in 87. Moon 44 I heard of. It was a pretty damn good movie. Okay. Universal Soldier.
Ooh.
I like that movie.
I don't.
Okay. And in 1994, his major breakthrough, Stargate.
Okay.
The movie that they tried not to make James Spader a creeper, he was still a fucking creeper.
Yeah.
But they tried.
Yeah.
96, Independence Day.
Yeah, what a great movie.
Yeah. 98.
Welcome to Earth, bitch. Oh, great.
98, Godzilla.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Not good. But then 2000, he makes The Patriot.
Show him the eye. What?
Yeah. 2000, he makes The Patriot.
Patriot was a fucking great
That was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
And you would never guess that was directed by Roland Emmerich.
That's probably his masterpiece.
That might be. That might be.
The Patriot was fucking incredible.
Yeah. I mean, and you're getting you're high pointing Mel Gibson too.
Yeah, that was like Mel Gibson at his finest too.
Yeah.
That was like probably right after Braveheart.
Yeah.
But Mel Gibson was great in that movie.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson was like, I know Freakazoid Zero. I know Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
But Mel Gibson and Braveheart and Mel Gibson and fucking The Patriot, unbelievable. Unbelievable acting.
Yeah. Mel Gibson, the human being, scumbag.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson's made some good movies. Yeah. I'm sorry.
When Mel Gibson goes crazy, he actually acts it.
Yeah.
You can see him going crazy.
Right.
Like, you can see, like, someone dying, him freaking. He did it in Lethal Weapon, although Lethal Weapon series are not my favorite series.
Yeah.
But in The Patriot and Braveheart, you can see the agony.
Yeah.
Like, when they killed his wife
Yeah.
in Braveheart, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the end of Braveheart, like the very end, like, freedom! I mean,
Yeah.
that shit's like,
He was better when his wife died.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
You can
but
see
that's
it in
still
his face. It's just like,
yeah.
and then like that madness. Like
Yeah.
he portrays madness very well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. And the grunting and shit, it's like all like it just seems completely normal to me.
Yeah.
You know, like that primal rage he expresses is just phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, I remember
He did that some in Lethal Weapon too.
Well, he got cast in Hamlet, and it was like Glenn Close was playing his mother, and they asked her like you're a really well known serious actress. He's an action star. What made you think he could do Shakespeare? And she's like, the scene in Lethal Weapon where he's putting the gun in his mouth.
Yep.
You watch that scene, I believed he was that person.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes to do Hamlet.
Yeah.
You know, wow.
That was a powerful scene.
Yeah. But I mean, The Patriot, that's fucking unbelievable.
There was a lot of money invested in The Patriot. I can just say
Yeah.
that much.
Oh, yeah. But it's on the screen. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it does.
It's a really well done movie.
It's like Last of the Mohicans level, but
Yeah.
in colonial. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's just unbelievable. God damn.
2004, The Day After Tomorrow. It's a bad movie, but it's fun.
It's watchable.
Yeah. 2008.
Just because it's Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. 2008, 10,000 BC.
Oh,
That's unwatchable.
it is it is absolutely unwatchable.
It's a horrible fucking movie.
It's like you fucking put Rocky from Rocky Horror and just threw him in a movie.
Yeah.
No, I mean, for real.
I know. That movie is fucking horrible.
Who was the lead in that?
Let's take a look.
Eric Bana. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Stephen Strait, I believe, was the.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
It ruined his career.
Yeah. Yeah.
It killed him.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to make this movie and I'm going to become absolutely intensely famous.
Yeah. I'm in a Roland Emmerich $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
In 2009, we get 2012. Again, a fun, bad movie. Like Roland Emmerich disaster movies.
I've seen it.
Yeah. I mean,
100 times.
yeah, exactly. I see that's the one I'm putting.
But it has Cusack in it.
Exactly.
Can't go wrong with Cusack.
In 2011, he makes a movie called Anonymous, which I've never heard of. Mm-hmm. Looks like it's a documentary. The theory that it was in fact Edward de Vere, Earl of Oxford, who pens Shakespeare's plays, set against a backdrop of the succession of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, but did it receive any Oscar nods or anything like that? Was it up for any awards? Because that sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah. Oscar nominee for Best Achievement in Costume Design.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Well, hold on. Let me see. Oscar nominee, Best Achievement in Costume Design. Yeah, it was all costume.
Yeah.
Best editing in film award in gold, whatever the hell that is. So, yeah.
All right, keep going.
2013, White House Down. It's bad.
I liked it.
I mean, I like it too, but
It's because of him.
But here's the thing. Like, okay, at that time there were two White House Under Attack, two White House Die Hard movies that came out. There was that and what was Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
With Gerard Butler.
Oh, that was a good movie.
I'll take Olympus Has Fallen over White House Down any day of the week.
Who was in White House Down? Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Olympus Has Fallen any day.
Yeah. I will take Olympus Has Fallen any day of the week over
I mean,
it.
I pray for movies from that guy. From him.
Gerard Butler?
Yes.
Yeah.
And usually I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
I wasn't in that movie.
But that series, the Fallen series, like Olympus Has Fallen, whatever the London Has Fallen, and whatever the third one was, they're all pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
Like that series has been pretty good to them.
Yeah. But I mean, after you see 300, you're like, man, I gotta see this guy.
Yeah.
I gotta see this guy more.
Yeah.
He's fucking intense. And, you get a romantic comedy with him or some shit.
Yeah. In what I never heard of the movie, and I can't believe this was directed by Roland Emmerich. It's a movie called Stonewall.
Okay.
A young man's political awakening and coming of age during the days and weeks leading up to the Stonewall riots.
Oh.
I cannot imagine Roland Emmerich directing that movie.
No.
Apparently he did. 2016, Independence Day Resurrection. The movie, a new movie that has reached a point that we may have to refer to that as the movie that shall not be named.
Yeah, it's on that level for me.
Yeah. 2019, Midway. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 2022, Moonfall.
What's coming after that? What next disaster is this guy making?
Oh, he has a number of movies in development. It's a movie called Singularity, Emergence, New Angels, and a possible Stargate movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did that tickle your cockles or what?
Well, like here's the odd thing. Like he does not acknowledge the TV show at all. Like he's like, yeah, that was like the TV show, but that wasn't the story I wanted to tell.
Oh God.
So he has his own version in his head of what he wanted to do. And I think he'd still like to do it, but like, man, I'll be honest, you had your shot, you didn't take it. Somebody else picked up that ball and ran with it, and they ran with it very well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's almost like, and something I wanted to talk about, like, later, we'll talk about it now, like, Sony's announced a new Karate Kid movie.
I have heard that.
But it has nothing to do with Cobra Kai.
Okay.
Like,
or LaRusso or anybody.
No. But they've announced they're going to do a new Karate Kid movie. And it's like, what the, how?
Oh, that's a DC format if I've ever heard of it.
Exactly. Like, you know, like, what in the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Why would you fuck up something that's doing really good right now?
Yeah. And that's not like Roland Emmerich will be doing, like, oh, I'm going to do my own Stargate movie. I'll do my own Stargate sequel. I'll show you fuckers. Don't do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like Sony announced that this past week. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was reading somewhere. Did someone announce that they're rebooting the Neverending Story?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Disney.
Yeah.
It's like rebooting The Princess Bride. It just can't be done.
Can't be done. Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you should. I mean,
that was like Disney's gonna soften it up, because the Neverending Story is a fucking dark movie.
It is. It's very dark.
I mean, like it
ruins you.
It may not. I know, but it may not be as dark as Legend. Legend was a really dark film too.
Yeah.
Like really, really dark.
Like, that was one of those movies that's like, okay, I can see why they made the PG-13 rating.
Yeah.
Because that movie was not, like, you think, like, oh, it's got Tom Cruise
and unicorns.
And unicorns and elves and fairies. That's a fucking dark movie.
Dark.
Yeah.
Not just because of Tim Curry. It's dark all the way around Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Curry's just kind of like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
That movie is fucking dark.
Yeah.
It deals with, like, goblins and fucking dark magic and I mean, it's dark.
The dance dress scene alone.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like... And I mean, you know, I hate to break this to those of you in the audience. This was a movie that was directed by Ridley Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it visually is a fucking masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's one of those things where, like, I mean, that dance dress, or the dress with the dress, the
she
dance with the dress. Yeah. Like,
oh, yeah.
I mean, that is the music by Tangerine Dream, that you know, everything that goes in, like, you know, the Buddha watching.
Yeah.
Like, everything about that is, like, so fucking visually perfect. And then when she goes into the dress and she's dancing in the dress and Curry steps through the mirror, you're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, oh, it's
artistically, it's it's phenomenal.
It is.
You just can't compete.
It is. I mean, I mean, you throw in Billy Barty, you know. I mean, it is so fucking good.
It had the perfect amount of comedic relief for such a dark movie, because it needed some kind of comedic relief.
Yeah.
Because the movie's so fucking dark.
Yeah.
That you had to have some comedic stuff going on.
Right.
You had to. Or it would be like,
I mean,
like a snuff film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was so dark. It was
like,
just unbelievable.
I mean, that moment, like, and even like darkness, like, you know, Tim Curry is darkness, and he's like, Father, what can I do? Woo her, seduce her, make her one of us. Yeah, you're just like, oh shit. Like at the end, like when, you know, he's just holding on with the unicorn horn, and he's like, you know, you, Jack, you and I, we're brothers. How can there be light without the darkness? You know, it's like, there is so much, like, people like bash that movie, but there is so much good in it.
Oh, they really shouldn't.
They should. Like, it is far better than people give it credit for, in my opinion, because of the themes of it. And like, I love that movie.
Mm-hmm. Now, but to make a never-ending story movie,
yeah,
I mean, especially by Disney, I mean, it's just gonna be why?
I don't know. I don't know. Like
we always talk about these movies that are untouchable, right?
Yeah.
No one's ever gonna make E.T. again.
No.
No one's ever gonna remake Gremlins. I highly doubt it. Gremlins is almost an untouchable movie to me, in my eyes.
Right.
But going along those lines, Legend should never be remade again.
No.
And I have to say, going into the black hole, into Neverending Story, I have to say that Princess Bride was a movie that should never be remade.
You should never even think about touching that.
No, ever, because it'll fail.
It miserably.
Yeah. So why touch this movie? I just, the movie is absolute perfection to me.
Right.
For a young kid fantasy film.
Yeah.
It's damn near untouchable. And not remakeable.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know.
I mean, the Swamp of Sadness alone.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it changed our view of life.
Oh, I mean, fucked you up as a kid.
Fuck Old Yeller. Watch
Yeah.
fucking Neverending Story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Exactly.
Don't watch Where the Red Fern Grows. That's
No.
some fucking baby boomer shit.
Yeah. No. This.
Watch Artex get swallowed up by the fucking swamp.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
First time, I think that may have been the first time that I experienced sadness in a theater. Like that.
Yeah.
Like, lump in your throat crying.
Outside of The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah, for me. For me specifically. But, yeah, I mean, like, that was, like, a devastating moment as a child. Like, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, there is shit in that movie. Like, like, people wonder why Gen X is so jaded. Watch Neverending Story.
Yeah. I mean...
Watch Labyrinth. Which is also a very dark movie.
Yeah, very.
I mean, you know... The girl's like, I don't want you to let the Goblin King take you.
Right.
You know.
And he does.
And he does.
What a great film.
Oh, yeah.
But
the very, very, I mean, for a Henson movie, like it having like a Jim Henson production attached to that.
Yeah.
Very dark movie.
But the whole Neverending Story is dark.
Yo, yeah. Everything about
an
the
infinite
Neverending
world
Story.
of darkness and sadness.
Yeah. Like everything about that movie until you get to the end. Because hope is always there.
Right.
Atreyu represents hope.
Right.
The entire film.
Right.
And you're just like, fuck, dude.
How much more can you go through?
Yeah.
And then when the nothing came,
yeah,
and the rock monster's like, with these bright hands I couldn't hold on.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's the saddest thing I ever heard in my life. With the guy, he was talking about the guy in his snail.
Yeah.
He couldn't hold on to him.
Yeah.
It swept him up.
Yeah.
And like he's sitting there depressed, like
so
dark, sad. Like,
so much good shit in that movie.
Yeah, Neverending Story is fucking great. A great film.
That shouldn't be remade, rebooted, soft rebooted. Just leave it alone.
Yeah. And the whole scenes, them flashing to, you know, inside of that room, reading the book with the candle.
Yeah.
That windows burst open in the middle of the storm and he's screaming his mother's name. You know, I mean, like, It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that is some, like, really dark topics to hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they just nailed it.
Yeah.
So. And you feel the intensity of it, too.
Yeah.
Especially toward the end when she's like, Bastion, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you feel like this is it. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's an intense feeling you get when you watch that. At
Yeah.
least, the first 10 times you watched it.
Yeah.
But there's intense moments where you're just like, oh my god, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, it's
But
just well
like
done.
at the end, when he's on the luck dragon and he chases down the bullies.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh shit. I mean, that movie's so fucking good.
What else would he do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck yeah.
But yeah, fuck yeah, you'd do that.
Yeah.
And this day, you'd have to, I'm sorry, or
Yeah.
shake their hand. No, back then, you just fucking chased them down with the luck dragon and said, hey,
Yeah, motherfucker.
fuck you. You go in the fucking dumpster, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got
Exactly.
a fucking luck dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Falcor.
Yeah. I want to redo My Bodyguard. Falcor's My Bodyguard.
That was a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Talk about a tone to a movie. I'm not going to go into My Bodyguard at all, but when you watch My Bodyguard, it has a tone that is like unmistakable
Yeah.
for the time period.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about the bodyguard, it's just how it's filmed, the dress, the music. It's in that same vein as Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah.
It's in that
That visual spectrum.
correct.
Yeah.
And when you watch that, it just has this visualness to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Because Rudy, that kid just made Meatballs. Pretty
Yeah.
much. And then he went into My Bodyguard.
Yeah.
It had to be very close in timeline.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just, you could see the difference in Meatballs.
Yeah.
And then when you watch My Bodyguard, it's just like,
Yeah.
it's like you're trapped in that. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
That was with Dylan, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dylan was the bully.
Yeah, and Adam Baldwin was the kid in
Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
What's his name was in it too? Who was the dad?
I can't remember.
He wasn't on KRP. Oh my god. He wasn't on Three's Company. He was on Roseanne. He was in other stuff too. Anyway.
A young John Goodman.
No.
I have to look it up. I haven't watched that movie in fucking 30 years.
Yeah. Anyway, go.
Yeah. So,
Sorry.
No,
Taking
no.
up a bunch of time.
no, we're talking. We're chatting. So, moving on to other things. I thought this was interesting. It's football season now, and we are football fans. And
Oh.
who was it?
No, I'm just saying, football fans.
No. What's funny? So Thursday the Steelers played the Browns. I'm playing Jason Brigger from the Hobie podcast this week.
Martin Mall.
Martin Mall, okay.
Yeah.
I started Nick Chubb.
Oh, wow.
He started Kareem Hunt. And I started the Browns defense. Now, I feel off. So there was that moment the Browns had first and goal at like the 4-yard line. And they had Hunt in there for 3 straight plays. And the Steelers held him up.
Yeah.
4th and goal at the 1. They bring in Chubb. Chubb gets the touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
So, not only did Chubb get the majority of the carries of the 100-yard game, he also vultured Kareem Hunt's touchdown,
Oh, yeah.
which is, like, fantastic.
Yeah.
But then you throw in, like, the Browns' defense didn't do, like, I started the Browns' defense against the Steelers' offense because, like,
Yep. No reason to say.
It's a matchup.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And, like, they hadn't done that much. Like, they had a sack, I think.
Yeah.
And, you get that touchdown in the last 9 seconds. And I was just like, oh, what? That's... So, like, I got a huge lead over Jason. And it's because I got 2 touchdowns that I probably really didn't deserve.
Yeah.
But I'll take them.
Yeah.
But,
Can't even.
yeah. Oh, we're not even going to get into that. But, this week, Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields he made a statement that somebody asked him, about losing to the Packers, and he says, and about how the fans feel about it, and he's like, and Justin Fields says it hurts more in the locker room than it does for Bears fans, because at the end of the day, the fans are not putting in the work. Dumb thing to say, but at the same time, I agree with him. He came back and he apologized for what he said. He's like, I should have done a better job explaining what I meant. What I meant was that I'm talking about work regarding the game on Sunday, winning the game. I don't know any fans. I don't know what they're doing in their personal lives. I respect every fan that we have. I'm glad we have fans. I would never disrespect anybody on what they do or what they love to do. Okay. But it goes back to this mentality. There are sports fans, and when they talk about their favorite team, they use the term "we," like they are a part of the team.
Yeah.
I used to say that.
Yeah.
But I've gotten out of saying that because the reality is I'm just a fan. I am not a part of the team.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like, okay, it sucks we lost to the Browns. I hate losing to Cleveland. But at the same time, it has to hurt 10 times worse in that locker room.
Yeah.
You're busting your ass. You're the one putting your body on the line. You're the one taking the hits. You're the one in practice all week. You're the one, working on the game plan. And when you fail,
yeah,
you're not like you say well, we let the fans out, but you're letting your teammates down.
Right.
You win and you lose as a team. And the fans aren't part of that team. I'm disappointed you lost. I spent good money. But at the end of the day, for me, it's just entertainment. For you, it's your fucking job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, do you agree with that, that we mentality?
I understand
as a
it.
fan?
Yeah, I understand it. But I can see where it would be not favored by fans when they heard it.
Yeah. I understand what he said. And it but fans get
I think that goes over for every single team in the NFL except for Green Bay, because Green Bay actually owns stock in there, right?
Right.
Their fans own the Green Bay,
right.
But for every other team,
it's some billionaire owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? The fans can't really get on that side. But Green Bay, they can.
Right. Yeah, if I have stock in the team, I can say we.
If he said that in Green Bay, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it is. It's like a thing of just. I used to say that.
Mm.
And I reached a point where I kind of thought, and this was a long time ago too. I kind of said to myself, are you a Pittsburgh Steeler? Are you a Pittsburgh Penguin?
Right.
Are you a Pirate? Are you? Do you play for the University of Pittsburgh? Do you even attend the University of Pittsburgh? That may be the only exception I would say would be college sports, because you're representing the college. And if I attend the college, or I did it, or I'm an alumni of a college, then there's a bit more of a we mentality to it.
Correct.
I would say that. But I didn't even attend Pitt.
Right.
I went to CAC.
Yeah.
So I didn't even complete CAC. I didn't even graduate. I spent one semester there, so I won't even call myself an alumnus of there. So it's one of those things where it's big into professional sports, that we mentality shouldn't exist, but people do.
Right.
It's the old joke, but it's you're gonna know what the mood is on Monday based on what the Steelers do on Sunday.
Right.
And but I kind of looked at it and I said, well, I'm not the one putting in the work.
Right.
I don't belong to this team.
Right.
I guess it's just me. There are some people who do, the fans are the most important thing to them. You wouldn't exist without us. So it's us against the world. Man, I don't know.
Yeah, you're still probably gonna buy a Steeler hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there are people...
I mean, look at the Raiders.
Yeah.
I mean, people buy Raiders shit. Like, they're one of the higher selling franchises as far as, like, hats and jerseys.
People in Oakland bought new jerseys this year. When, went from the Green Bay to the Packers, they all went out and bought his jersey. In Oakland.
Wow.
The city that they left.
Yeah.
Like, they've left Oakland twice.
Yeah, how can you leave it, though? That's the thing. It's like, for some folks, that's all they got, man.
Right. I get, but like, okay, let me ask you this question. And years ago, before Mario Lemieux bought the Penguins, one of the big rumors was, and it's been confirmed, that there was a chance they may have been moved to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now, if they moved to Kansas City, would you still have been a Penguins fan?
Yeah, but that would have faded.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the Penguins not being here in Pittsburgh.
Right. But I agree with you. Like, I mean, it's that odd thing. Like, the Pirates were threatening to move too, and we were kind of like, oh, well, we really miss you. you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that odd thing. But like, the Steelers have never threatened to move. They've never come close to moving. I think at one point, like in the 90s, they were talking about like, well, maybe we'll have a stadium built in Monroeville.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, like they wanted to get a new stadium built. They wanted, the city to pay for it.
Yeah, of course.
They were threatening. They're like, well, we're not going to leave Pittsburgh area, but we'll find someplace like around Pittsburgh that's willing to fork out the money.
Pony up.
Yeah. You know what I mean? One of the places they talked about, we could move to Pittsburgh, we could move to the moon, we could, there was all sorts of talk of like what area would like have like the infrastructure already in place to support a stadium that size.
Yeah.
And so, it's like shit like that. Like, and at the end of the day, I mean, they got the deal done to stay in the city.
Yeah.
Which is what they wanted all along.
Yeah, sure.
But
it's the old Pat bus move.
Yeah. But I mean, like that. But that was something that was like to the Rooney's, like, because I mean, Three River Stadium was a shithole.
Oh, it was.
I can tell you, like, I mean, there were some cool things about the stadium from a fan standpoint, as far as like the way it captured noise, and but like overall, like your viewing experience, because it was a circle, was horrible for both baseball and football.
Yeah.
You were so fucking far away from the field, and the higher up you got, the further away you got.
Yeah.
Unlike the modern stadiums where like you're not that far from the field no matter how high you are.
Yeah.
Your sight lines are better, stuff like that. Whereas like Three Rivers Stadium was just it was a fucking ashtray.
It was.
Like, and like anybody who like waxes nostalgic about like Three River Stadium is like even I can't. Like, and I saw plenty of baseball games there. I saw a few football games there. But, like, I can tell you, like, there was nothing about, like, sitting in those seats that I could say, like, oh, that's...
You talk to old-timers, right?
Yeah.
Like old-timers. They talk about Forbes Field more than they talk about
fucking
Three
Oh,
Rivers.
yeah. Yeah.
I wish that I could have gone to Forbes Field.
Yeah, so you and me both.
Right? Because your great-grandma, my grandma, and grandpa, your great-grandpa, they used to get to Forbes Field.
Yeah.
To watch games.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's like a thing of, like, and, like, the location with it being in Oakland, and, like, that was, like, there was so many cool things about going to Forbes Field.
Yeah.
But Three Rivers Stadium, like, anybody who waxes nostalgic about that, like, they were drunk or high. You know, because there was nothing about that place. Like, nothing at all. Like, I mean, artificial turf compared to natural grass. Like, it was just a shithole.
Yeah.
You know?
It was.
It really was. You know? And, like, Heinz Field, like, I thought about, like, at this point, you know, Heinz Field is 20 years old. PNC Park is 20 years old. And, like, you don't hear anybody talk about, like, hey, yeah, we need new stadiums. Nah. At this point in the life of Three Rivers Stadium, they were already talking about replacing it.
Yeah, I mean, like, PNC Park's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why change it?
Right. Like, I mean, that'll probably still, that's one of those.
Definitely don't need more seats.
Yeah, no. Find a way to take seats out.
Yeah.
But, like, PNC Park is, like, one of those stadiums that, like, it's like Dodger Stadium. It's a crown jewel. I mean, it's just a shame that this team that plays in there is a crown turd. Heinz Field, like, I certainly am not going to tell you, like, and that's the funny thing of, like, well, what do you want from a stadium? Like, you see, like, SoFi Stadium, you see some of the newer ones that have been built, and, you know, all the extras that come with it. Like, Pittsburghers don't want that.
Nah.
You know, like, I've heard people say, well, you know, they need to build a dome in Pittsburgh.
No, they don't.
Like, no, Pittsburgh doesn't want a dome. We don't need a dome. You know, we want to play in the elements. You know, we want to feel the cold. We want you to feel the cold. And we don't need all these extras that you're getting at these new stadiums because we're here to watch football.
Right.
You know, if you're not here to watch football, why the fuck are you here?
Exactly.
You know, so if I need all these extravagant extras, if I need this massive circular jumbotron and all the other shit that you build in these stadiums, like, you're there for the experience, not for the game.
Right.
You know, I'm there for the game.
Right.
And that's what most Pittsburghers say when they go to Heinz Field. Now, PNC Park, they need to build an experience. Because nobody wants to watch that fucking game.
Everybody's getting drunk.
Yeah. You know, so there is a bit of a difference, but I mean, I feel the same way like PPG Place. Like, I haven't been in there, but it looks kind of no frills. Like,
yeah.
Like, you're there to watch the game. Pittsburghers come to watch the game. They're not there for highfalutin experiences. Yeah, I'm sure it's technology, like, to enhance your viewing experience, but, like, in the seats, like, you're there, your focus is on the ice.
Yeah, like the 1970 blue jerseys or whatever.
Yeah.
You're here to watch hockey.
Right.
I mean, I think PNC, I think that PPG, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Console, right? Or is it PPG?
It's PPG.
Yeah.
PPG Paints Arena.
Paints. I mean, I think they get into some of the experience, but nothing to anything extravagant.
Yeah.
I think that's changing somewhat, but I don't think most of the majority of season ticket holders or people want the experience.
Yeah.
I think they want to watch the game.
The experience is the game.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And if you want the experience, then you buy club level seats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you shell out and you get that experience at club level.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're sitting in a fucking far off section watching your favorite team play.
Yeah.
That's what it's really all about.
Right.
I mean, I've seen people go to have box seats in a number of different arenas, but like Bama.
Yeah.
They go to Bama game, they get the box seat, the fucking sweet chuck of them all. I mean,
yeah.
Buffet, drinks,
yeah,
couches. I mean, you name it.
Yeah.
You know. But are you watching football? Why? I mean,
yeah.
My question is, why'd you come? You know, I mean, like, if you're not just Bama, but I'm saying other people that do it. I was like,
right.
Why'd you even go to the game? Was it like, is this a business move? You know,
right?
Which I get. I can understand from a business side,
right?
But like, Yeah, full families going to the game. You know.
Yeah.
Sitting in box seats. Do you even know what quarter it is?
Yeah.
You know, that's where I have a problem because, I mean, when I go to a game, it's funny. When I go to a game, I watch a game.
Yeah.
When I go to Heinz Field,
Acusure,
whatever
the fuck it's called.
Yeah. I'm going there to watch the game.
Right.
You know, I don't really get up too much.
Yeah.
You know, I sit there and watch the plays develop. I watch, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I get into the game, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't need all these frills. And Heinz Field isn't really built with frills.
No.
On the lower levels, a little bit more.
Yeah.
But for the most part, Heinz Field is not built that way.
No.
I mean, it's steel and concrete.
Yeah.
And up to last year, I think there was trough bathrooms.
Yeah.
You know, they redid the bathrooms. But I mean, like, you know, your basics are there. Hot dog, chips. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's basic. Now, on the club level, it's a little bit different. But, you know, you're paying for that experience, so you should expect different.
I remember one year, my dad's boss bought out a suite for a Pirates game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited because I'm like, I've never sat in a suite at PNC Park. I'd like to check that out.
Yeah.
But, so it's me and my dad and, you know, all these people. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm the only one watching the game.
Yeah.
Now, my dad, he has to hobnob.
Yeah.
You know, he's at a work event. He was invited to this work event.
Yeah.
He's got a hobnob.
Yeah.
And, like, he wanted me to talk to the owner because, like, we were both, he knew guys, like, from the Panthers from the 70s and 80s. You know, like, you know, he went to Pitt. He was a high-end donor. Uh-huh. Shit like that. And he's like, you really should talk to him. Uh-huh. I'm like, yeah, I will. Well, like, you know, I sat down. I'm sitting there watching the game. Like, they're having a party back there.
Yeah.
You know, they're all excited because, like, the dessert trolley's coming by.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you need to get something from the. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm watching the fucking baseball game. I mean, and the Pirates are getting blown out. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, they all left by the 7th inning. My dad's like, what time you want to leave? I'm like, well, when the game's over.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, right now we've got this entire fucking suite to ourselves.
Wow.
You know, they all left. You know,
yeah.
I'm staying until the last strikeout. You know, and but it amazed me, like, these people, like, you know, you're at a baseball game, and even if it's a bad baseball game, like, they had no interest in the game. They were hobnobbing, they were enjoying themselves, they were up, you know, and I'm like the only person, like, sitting there, like, rooted to my seat, like I sat in the regular section.
Yeah.
Watching the game.
Right.
You know, that was the experience for me.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. The experience was I wanted to experience watching a game from this vantage point.
Right.
You know, all the other horse shit was horse shit.
Yeah.
You know, and there was some good food served. You know, but overall, like, my experience was I want to watch the game from up here because I want to, you know, it's a different way to experience the game.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Of all the games I've been to, I've never sat in box seats.
I also had the privilege of sitting in the box seats at the arena one time. Well, a couple of times. Once for a Penguin game.
Uh-huh.
And once for the Pittsburgh Stingers.
Oh, okay.
They were an arena soccer team.
Okay.
That went one year. And that was kind of... The Penguin game was cool because it was 92.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the game Tom Barrasso told me off.
Yeah.
You know, so there was all sorts of shit that happened that game. But the Stingers game was interesting because I was like, nobody was there.
Right.
You know, like, the arena's half empty.
Yeah.
Nobody's, like, it was, like, funny, like, at one point, like, the guy who gave us the tickets, he was going to show up. I don't know anything about how this shit works. So, we're like, okay, well, we get let into this box because this is our box. We can't get to any other box. because the doors are locked. And we're like, well, there's no beer in our fridge. So my buddy, he jumps around, like he jumps from our box to the next box, like from the outside.
Yeah.
To get beer.
Nice.
So finally the guy shows up that we were with, the guy from corporate, and he's like, I didn't think there was any beer in here. Like, oh yeah, we stole it from the Daly's Juice people next door. Like, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we
Hijack their beer.
Yeah, we're hijacking beer because we didn't know how to order it.
Nice. In his mind, he's like, oh, these low levels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But that was, and here's the thing. I don't watch soccer. Like, I think arena soccer is fun because, like, they put shots on goal.
Yeah.
They score.
Yeah.
You know.
Faster paced.
Yeah, it's much faster paced. I'm sure right now our good friend the Mongoose is just shaking his fist in anger as I say this because, you know, I'm besmirching the beautiful game, but like I can't get into regular soccer. Yeah. Sorry. But this I could watch all fucking day. It was exciting. Yeah. You know, and but again, like, you know, we were chit-chatting, we're talking, but we all of us, and there was like I think 5 of us that went, we're all watching the game.
Yeah.
You know? And that was like the cool thing. I also got one time, and this was again from Eden Park. I got tickets to a what the hell were they called? It was a basketball. It was professional basketball. Okay. But it was like lower level. It wasn't NBA. I've never been to an NBA game.
All right.
But they got me tickets. They gave me tickets. Mm-hmm. And I thought, like, well, it was the Palumbo Center. I'm like, oh, I wonder what the fuck this is. And we show up. They're like, well, you have to wait because we got there late. Like, we have to wait for a break in the action. I'm like, oh, okay, great. And they walk us over, and we were sitting at a table underneath the hoop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Since then I've been to pit games. And I've had pretty good seats for pit games, but like sitting directly underneath the hoop and listening to like these guys like talk shit to each other and stuff was phenomenal.
Whole different perspective.
Yeah. There was so much shit being talked.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was amazing. All right, so I guess that's enough sports talk.
Yeah. Didn't even get in the Steelers.
No, didn't. Did you win this week in fantasy football?
Yeah.
No, neither did I.
I got destroyed.
The worst part about
I
my
had
defeat,
hope, but Judy went out first quarter.
The worst part about my loss was I had Tua sitting on the bench. Like, and you wouldn't play him against the Ravens. Like, you really wouldn't. No. You wouldn't, if you give me, I had Kirk Cousins against the Eagles on Monday night, or I had Tua against the Ravens. And, like, to me, like, the smart play was, like, Kirk Cousins to get against the Eagles.
Right.
Well, apparently not. That is a mistake and a half, because he did dog shit. Meanwhile, I got Tua putting up a 40-burger.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. If I would have started Tua, I win.
Right.
You know.
I know.
But, I mean, and I even mentioned, like, I had Tua, and Otter was like, how the fuck did you get Tua? I'm like, I don't know, he was available on waivers. I dropped Dak and picked him up because I need him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I drafted him for Beaver, and she dropped him.
Oh, wow.
Like, well, her loss is my gain because I ain't dumping him.
Yeah, right.
You know? Now, I mean, I'm not starting him this week either against the Bills because I do like the matchup with the Lions for Kirk Cousins.
Right.
And like everybody I've watched has been like, yeah, this is a smart move. Kirk Cousins gets the Lions. The Lions defense does this, and this. Or they give up this amount of points, and I'm like, okay, I like this matchup, but man, my team's just a fucking mess. Fucking what's his name? My running back from the Colts, the number 1 draft pick, number 1 overall pick in the draft, consensus number 1 pick in the draft, like everywhere. He goes out and he puts out like a 5 burger.
I know.
As the Colts get skunked in Clown Town, Jacksonville. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I know.
How do you get skunked like this?
I got into a position where Judy was hurt.
Yeah.
And he missed practice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be out.
Yeah.
And so I started, what's his name for the Steelers? Wide receiver.
Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens.
Pickens.
Oh, well, yeah, he put up a
5
goose.
burger.
Yeah.
So, and Freiermuth actually put up 5.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, Travis Kelce also held like 7 points. Like, so.
I'm not going to get too far into it, but man.
Yeah.
That Steeler game was bad.
It's frustrating because, like, everyone wants to point oh, it's the offensive coordinator.
It is the offensive coordinator.
Like, to me, it's a combination of 3 things. All honesty. Like, I'm Matt Canada not calling play. When you saw, especially in the first half this week, when they allowed Trubisky to, in those semi-rolls or complete rollouts, all of a sudden he's completing throws down the field.
Yeah. That's what he does.
Yeah. You got to move him, but they don't call enough of that. No. So I put that on Canada.
Yeah.
The offensive line, not that good.
Yeah.
Kind of bad. And Trubisky just missing throws.
Yeah. And early checkdowns.
Yeah.
He's not even waiting for people to get open.
But this game, the Cleveland game in particular, you look at it and everything was to the outside. Nothing to the middle of the field. At all.
Nothing.
They didn't even throw Freiermuth didn't have a catch until 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And see, that's the thing. It's and I know receivers are going to go all day. I'm open.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're going to say that regardless.
Right.
But these guys are open.
Right.
Pickens is going to be open. Do you know what I mean?
You have to scheme.
Deontay Johnson is going to get open.
Right. But if you put yourself in a position where I'm only throwing to the outside.
Yeah.
Then the middle of the field is going to be wide open, but you're never throwing there, or you're afraid to throw there for some reason. I don't know why. It's infuriating because it's not one thing. It's not just the offensive coordinator. It's 3 different things that are causing this offense to fail.
All right.
Now, and putting in Kenny Pinkett doesn't fix the other 2.
No.
You know what I mean? I hear people say, well, you throw in Pinkett and maybe it picks up or it cleans up the play calling for Canada. Oh, really? Do you think so? Do you really I was on the Matt Canada bandwagon up until now. Yeah. Now I'm kind of off it. I don't know who you replace him with, but you've got to find somebody who has experience. You can't. The guy who's the quarterback's coach, he'll be the new offensive coordinator. No. You have at the end of this season, you have to go find an experienced play caller who can work with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but that's what you have to find.
Well, that's their job to find them.
Right.
This shit ain't working.
Right.
This shit looks like last year.
Right. So you can't to me you can't take out Trubisky for Pinkett because the play caller is the same. The offensive line is the same. Pinkett doesn't clean up the offensive line. He doesn't clean up the play calling. You know what I mean? And more importantly, if the play calling's that bad and the offensive line's that bad, why are you going to throw out your number 1 drafted quarterback and let him get destroyed?
Yeah.
That's what you're paying Mitch Trubisky $5 million for.
Yep, because you're going to be putting him on the move almost every single time.
Right.
And now you're looking at losing him.
Right. So, it's just...
I'm not on the Pickett bandwagon.
No. He should start next year, but he should start with a whole new offensive coordinator, and you need to spend money on that offensive line.
Yeah.
Money and draft capital.
Yeah.
I
agree. I just Mitch is just not it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like I think his reads are bad.
They are. Because he's missing guys that are open, but those guys are open over the middle, and he's throwing to the outside.
Correct.
So, I mean, there's so much wrong. Now, how much of that, again, is like Matt Canada saying, okay, yeah, we're looking for, like, we're focusing you. We're putting the blinders on you. You're looking for Deontay. You're looking for Pickens. You're looking for Claypool here. This is your target.
Right.
Open or not, don't look anywhere else.
Well, you have to look at the fact, too. I mean, like, last year, Ben's numbers, when he was calling the plays, they were getting the shit done.
Right.
They were. I mean, come on now. When Ben was calling the numbers, when Ben was calling the plays, they were getting shit done.
Right, I get that. But at the same time, one of the things I heard somebody say is even in a 2-minute drill, even when you're going up tempo, the coordinator's in your ear calling the play.
Yeah.
You're now maybe with Roethlisberger in those situations they defer to him because of his experience. But my understanding is with most quarterbacks, they're still getting the play from the offensive coordinator, and that's the play that they're running. They're calling it the line.
I think Ben was calling his own plays.
I think Ben was calling a lot of his own plays.
Yeah, because he was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I think, and that was a Ben Roethlisberger problem with Randy Finkner, and that was a Ben Roethlisberger problem with Todd Haley. Like Ben Roethlisberger would just reach a point where he's like, "I'm just calling my own shit."
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Fire me?
Right. Dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Franchise quarterback? Nah, I'll be fine.
I'll be good.
Yeah. But that's Ben Roethlisberger's attitude.
Yeah. And, a lot of people say, oh, defense, what? Da, da, da. Do people not understand that when you're on... When your offense goes out there and is out there for a total of 50 seconds of playtime, and then your defense is right back on the field again... Right. They are fucking whooped. They have to be. By the third quarter... They're done.
Right. And you also have to look at, against the Bengals, I think they were on the field for 90 plays. Yeah. And against the Patriots, I think it was like 75 or 80 plays. Mm-hmm. Like, through the first 2 weeks, that defense had been on the field for the most amount of plays, more than any other team in the NFL. Yeah. And then you throw in Cleveland, who's also, doing a lot. Like, people are like, well, how can you let them in the third and fourth quarter just take control on the ground? Because they're fucking tired.
Yeah, they're exhausted.
They are beat. I mean, you can do as much conditioning as you want. If you're running that many plays in that many days, you're done. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard.
I'm not going to get on the defensive shit at all.
Not too much now. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's definitely a difference in this defense without TJ Watt.
Agreed.
Like, somebody needs to pick up some sort of slack and become a threat. Yeah. Like, Alex Highsmith is great when TJ Watt's on the field. Yeah. Alex Highsmith needs TJ Watt. Right. TJ Watt does not need Alex Highsmith.
You almost need that green.
Right. But the difference is... Greg Lloyd, yeah. But the difference is TJ Watt gets the focus and still makes the play. That focus has now changed to Alex Highsmith. They said, well, he's the leading sacker on the team. He's the biggest threat. And he's not getting the job done. Right. He doesn't make the plays that TJ Watt does. Not that I'm saying he's as good as TJ Watt, but you have to... Somebody else has to step up. If Alex Highsmith is getting all the attention now, whoever's on the other side has to get to the quarterback.
Well, that's why we drafted. What's his name? Didn't we draft... What's his name from Denver? He was the guy we drafted. Isn't he... Outside line?
Who?
I don't know his name. It doesn't matter. I thought we drafted somebody for that.
No.
I mean, Cam can't do it all.
No.
And he's trying to.
Right.
He is.
But, I mean, it's just...
He's going to get injured.
Yeah.
Is what's going to happen.
The problem is at this point, like they even said, like, on the broadcast on Thursday, like, well, Minka Fitzpatrick has been pretty quiet this game. Well, that's because they're going away from him every chance they get.
Yeah, they're not going to throw to Minka.
Yeah.
Wherever Minka's at, they're going to throw the absolute opposite way.
Right. Like, he showed in the first 2 weeks that he is an absolute game changer.
Fucking stud.
Yeah. And now the Browns, like freely said, the first person we identify is 39.
Yep.
Wherever 39 is, we're going away from him.
Yep.
Running and throwing.
Yeah. He's a fucking stud.
He is.
That was probably one of their greatest acquisitions in a long time.
It ranks right up there with the Bettis trade.
Yeah.
You talk about guys who completely change, like guys that you brought in from the outside who you traded for, which the Steelers don't do very often.
Nah.
And you traded for somebody and you brought them in and they changed how your defense looks or your team looks. Jerome Bettis from the Rams,
yeah,
was one of those trades where, like, at the time I was like, oh, this is phenomenal. This just fits.
Yeah.
And with Minka Fitzpatrick, everybody was like, well, you traded away a first-round draft pick for this guy. Well, yeah, he's worth the first-round draft pick. I'm sorry. Like, the fact he only got him for one first-round draft pick makes him a steal.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's a fucking stud.
He was just being completely misused in Miami.
Yeah. I mean, his tackles are high.
Yeah.
I mean, his getting to the ball, I mean,
yeah,
he's not Palomalu, but
he's pretty fucking close.
Fucking close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And he's there.
I mean, he's worth the trade, and more importantly, he's proven he's worth every fucking penny they paid him this year to make him the highest paid safety in the league.
Yeah. He's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that good. I just, I don't know. I'm just getting, the Steelers' offense is like just really getting on my nerves. And the play calling is just really driving me absolutely insane. Do you know what I mean? And I think the cherry on top for me was, I know this is idiotic and it would have never worked anyway, but you're throwing a Hail Mary. You're getting ready to throw a Hail Mary into the end zone.
Yeah.
And you throw it to the fucking 20-yard line almost out of bounds. Or out of bounds. And I'm like...
Well, they're playing the hook and ladder game.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about last game.
Okay.
Or am I?
The Cleveland game.
That embarrassing end to that game, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
That was...
Yeah.
That was some bungle shit. But...
okay, the New England game, yeah. I get what you're saying.
When you throw to the 20, I have to go to myself and say...
Yeah.
I mean...
Like, it's that...
Come on. I mean, you're not throwing it 90 yards.
Right. It's that thing of, like...
we shouldn't even be in that position anyway.
Right.
I just don't think... I mean, I'm not on board of picking in. I'm not.
No. Because it doesn't fix anything.
It's not. And it might...
He fixes one of three problems.
Right.
And then he may become a third problem again.
Right. And I'm just shooting at Canada. I just can't... The play calling that I've seen is like, really? Why are we doing this? You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah.
And I've been really upset. I know the automatic answer is offensive line. But at the same point, Najee Harris looks like Damon Zaraway in the backfield. Like he's like a reincarnation of Zaraway.
Right.
I mean, we're doing the George Jefferson behind the line.
Sometimes when he puts his foot down and he moves, he looks phenomenal. But you're right. He is definitely sidestepping and looking for a hole.
Oh, he's Z all the way.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Chris Warren is he falls forward.
Right.
And it's pretty sad to fucking say that Warren looks better than Najee at this point.
Yeah.
He does.
No, I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he just does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bull rusher.
Right.
He just fucking goes.
Yeah.
Falls forward. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Najee is doing this Zaraway bullshit in the background that I'm like, oh, PTSD. Amos Zaraway's back.
Always that thing that drives me nuts. Like it's a funny thing. Like on Madden, I've got 2 running backs on my team. The running back I traded up and drafted. He gets hit and he goes down. Like no matter what I do, like he's a one hit and down guy, and he's like ranked like at an 85. I've got a guy who's ranked at a 72, who when I put him in, he hits the hole, he takes a hit, and he gains 3 more yards.
Right.
So maybe a 1 yard gain becomes a 4 yard gain.
Right.
Where with my main guy, my starter, a 1 yard gain becomes a 1 yard gain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's like, it drives me nuts because it's like, my main guy, he's far superior.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be. He's faster. He's got all,
Right.
But yet he goes down like a sack of bricks. Where the guy who's not that good, sometimes I can get to make a 1 yard gain turn into an 8 yard gain.
Right.
Because he breaks tackles.
Right.
And it drives you nuts. Like but they're hitting the exact same holes.
Correct. And that's the thing too, is like, I appreciate, like, when it works, of course, but I appreciate the hurdle. Like when they hurdle guys, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Especially from tight ends.
Yeah.
When a tight end hurdles,
it
looks like a fucking Swan Lake. I mean, like, because they're not supposed to be doing that shit.
Bartholomew against Tennessee, that hurdle against Tennessee he had, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And for Pitt, but
you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
But I'd rather you see get yardage during the game than 1 hurdle for 5 extra yards.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that you can hurdle.
Yeah.
But you gotta fucking get more yardage during the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just drives me crazy. But that catch.
Oh, the Pickens catch. Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is,
Yeah.
That's one of the best catches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
One of.
Yeah.
Not of many, but I mean, like,
right.
It ranks. That was a fucking badass catch.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
Yeah.
And he's fucking fast.
Like, if I would be running more slants with him.
Yes.
Like, let him get a 5 yard slant and turn into a 15, 20 yard gain.
This guy's going to juke.
Like,
man.
if you want to throw those short routes, he should be the guy catching those short routes.
Yes.
And then you let him turn loose. Like, he's running the slant again. He can run a slant and go. And he is fucking gone.
Gonzo.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is.
Yeah.
This guy's. I see why they drafted him.
He's got the juice.
Oh, man. In good hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, to pull a one-handed grab like that?
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on.
There are 2 things I want.
Silly.
Right.
I mean, Deontay makes some good fucking catches too. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Yeah. At all. That one against was it the Bungles?
Yeah.
On the sideline where he kind of looked like the Jumpman logo going up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
come on,
damn.
sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing is like, I know people get tired of hearing it, and I hear response from that, but we do have. I mean, like. And I've heard actually reporters saying, and people that I actually respect say, yeah, they're good, but they're not that good. No, they're pretty fucking good, given the chance.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Deontay Johnson and Pickens.
Yeah. And
you got Chase.
And Claypool has played better.
Right. Oh, he's played better this year than he did last year.
Yeah.
And then you got Freiermuth at tight end. And you got that other tight end.
Yeah.
That fucking can catch
Gentry.
the ball.
Correct. It was like 6'8".
Correct. Yeah. Huge dude.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, we have. I don't want to hear your bullshit from other personalities on radio and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, they're good, but not that good. No, they're that good.
Yeah. Like, the weapons are there.
No, their weapons are actually there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm looking at another team. I was like, yeah, you got one receiver is really good. And then you got another receiver that's, he's okay.
Yeah.
And then you get another receiver that's like, yeah, he catches like 3 or 4 passes a game.
Right.
These guys can fucking catch, dude.
Right.
And I know I'm a Steeler fan, and it's coming from a place where oh, you're just biased. No, these guys are actually really good receivers.
Right. Yeah.
We have a really good core of offensive weapons.
If you took those offensive weapons and you gave them Patty Mahomes.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'd be household names.
All of them would be scoring like every fucking week.
They would be your entire fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, Freiermuth would become Kelce.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would honestly, like, if that was the case, I would literally be willing to take the bye week loss because I would know all of those guys would be scoring all day long if they had a guy like Pat Mahomes throwing the ball to him.
Unbelievable.
You know.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Yeah.
I mean, the talent is there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's frustrating.
It is. It's so frustrating. I just hate the fact that we have that much talent on offense and then it's just stymied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know our defense is good.
Right.
If our defense can just stay off the fucking field for a little and just rest, we're unbelievable.
But it reminds me of the days of Bell, Brown, and Ben.
Yeah.
You had all that talent.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The defense stunk during those years. Mm-hmm. Like, people forget. People are like, well, wow, Tomlin couldn't get it done. That defense stunk. And they were investing all their money in offense because that's where the bread and butter was. And, like, that secondary was horrible. You know? And people forget that. Like, other than Polamalu in that secondary, and that was an aging Polamalu at that point.
Yep.
You know, I don't want to besmirch the man because he was still better than damn near anybody in the league, but still, like, other than Polamalu, like, you had nothing back there. You had guys who were first-round busts.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, you roll out, you know, so you're losing games 35-42.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are like, well, you know, man, Tomlin couldn't get it done. We had all that offensive talent. Yeah, but the defense sucked. Now, yes, they've invested all this money in the defense. And, you know, don't get me wrong. They've stunk at times. But, you know, when they're together as a unit, they're fucking phenomenal, in my opinion. I mean, just ask the Bungles.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But at the same time, like, you got all, and you got the talent on the offense, but, like, it's like those three keys, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback, and the offensive line, just aren't there. Like, you've got to invest in an offensive line.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, ask Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I hate to pick on the Bengals like this, but, like, honestly, ask Joe Burrow. He's been sacked, like, 90 times in a year and 2 games.
Yep.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Right.
You know, you have to protect your quarterback.
Yeah, you're gonna lose.
And, like, and people are like, well, even with all that pressure, you know, well, I mean, yeah, you're right, but that's the other two components, the quarterback and the offensive coordinator.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, Joe Burrow is a phenomenal quarterback. He's got 0 offensive line, and at some point, he is going to have a broken neck.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like,
he's going to go down eventually.
Yeah. Like, he's going to reach a point where it's going to be like, you know, okay, yeah, I am just done. I am faking an injury.
Yeah.
You know, so it's those 3 components all have to be there. And like with the Bengals, they've got the quarterback, the offensive coordinator gets them in the right plays, you know, because it's the head coach. But man, their offensive line stinks, and that's why they're 0-2.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Done.
I do want 2 things about the game that made me laugh. 1, Yinzer's up in arms about it being on Amazon.
Okay.
And not realizing it was going to be on regular television.
Okay. Let
me explain this to everybody in the world out there who doesn't know this. All right, so I'm going to drop some knowledge on you folks out there. So if you're somebody who doesn't live in the Pittsburgh area, who has your team that has a Thursday night game, here's what's happening. So Jeff Bezos and Amazon spent $1 billion for the exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football. Okay? Which means all games on Thursday night, with the exception of the first game of the season, are on Amazon.
Right.
Now, per NFL agreement, you still, in your local market, have the right to watch the game if it's your game. So, as an example, let's say it's the Broncos and the Chargers. Okay. In order for me in Pittsburgh to watch this game, I have to watch it on Amazon. Right. I have to subscribe to Amazon Prime. I have to I have to watch it on Amazon Video. This is the future of technology.
Right.
Okay. However, if I live in Denver or if I live in LA,
right,
that game will still be free to me because it's a my local market game, and I'll be able to watch it on one of my
regular
local channels.
Right.
Somebody will have purchased the rights to the game. So here in Pittsburgh, it was purchased by WPXI Channel 11.
Right.
They were the ones who showed the game. However, the rest of the world had to watch it on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Okay. So Yinzers were up in arms thinking they had to buy Amazon Prime to watch the game.
Right.
I'm sure it's happened the second week of the season when Amazon debuted with what I can't remember what the game was, but Kansas City and it was Kansas City and LA, I think. Yeah, Kansas City and LA.
Yeah.
So that's just how like it used to be like NFL Network carried the Thursday night game.
Right.
But you could still watch it on your local channel if you didn't have the NFL Network.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is just how these things have worked. It was always like also like if your game was on ESPN, it was available in your local market.
Right.
Still. So nothing has changed. You can still watch your game for free. However, if you want to watch next week, you have to have Amazon Prime to watch that game.
Right.
It's that simple.
Right.
It's not that complicated. But people were flipping the fuck out. Like I'm looking at like people like tweeting and like Facebook like I ain't paying to watch no fucking game. They can kiss my ass. I'm like, well, you don't have to.
Yeah, it's on your local network.
Yeah. So there was that, which was fun. But also, I saw people complaining about Kirk Herbstreit.
Okay.
Now, Kirk Herbstreit has been he's been in college football for a very long time. And he's one of the best announcers out there. Like, I get a little bit of the hatred for Chris Collinsworth. Like, if I'm watching Chris Collinsworth call anybody else's game other than a Steeler game, I'm fine with
I'm good with it.
Chris Collinsworth is very good. He's very knowledgeable, and I respect him. However, he has a bias towards the Steelers.
And it's awful.
It is. It's hard to watch because it's clear he hates the Steelers because they beat his ass in the 80s so much.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So that's the problem.
He is the worst.
But any other game he calls,
yeah,
I have no problem with.
I actually enjoy listening to him on any other game he calls.
Because he's extraordinarily knowledgeable. He watches a ton of film.
Yeah.
You know, he stayed up with the game. So, like, I like him, but I guess calling a Steeler game, it's just despicable.
Oh, it is.
So, but, like,
I mean, they could be blowing him out 45-3.
Yeah. And
he's like, Steelers, they look terrible today.
Yeah. but Kirk Herbstreit has no bias. Like, he never played professional football.
Yeah.
He played at Ohio State. I think he got drafted, and he was a backup a couple of places, and that was it. Like, he doesn't have, like, an NFL resume. But he's still, to me, one of the best color men in the business.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy Kirk Herbstreit whenever he calls college football.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was coming to the men's league, to the NFL, I was extremely excited about. And him and Al did a very good job. I had no problem with Kirk Herbstreit. There were some people like, man, this Kirk Herbstreit's fucking awful. Where'd they dig him up from? ESPN, where he's been doing college football for fucking years.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, the guy knows the game. He's familiar with a lot of the players because he called their games.
Yeah.
In college, so he knows them. Maybe there's some things about the NFL that maybe, he's learning about the NFL. But overall,
growing pains.
Yeah, but overall, he's a really fucking good color man.
Right.
And like there are some people online who are like, yeah, this guy sucks. I'm like, what do you want from like? You can't have Tunjokin.
Right.
You know, you can't have Byron.
Right.
You know, like Pittsburgh people. Like, I don't know what you want from
outside of Collinsworth.
Right. But it amazes me. Like Pittsburgh. Like if it's that bad, like if that's what you absolutely want, then turn down the sound and turn on the radio.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. You know what I mean? And if you want, Craig Wolfley, who's doing it now, and Hillgrove, that's great. I've got no problem with that. But like from a national standpoint, these are some of the best announcers. Like the only ones I really don't like, I can't stand Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Okay.
Like Joe Buck is like that guy who's like a pompous jagoff.
Okay.
Like, I'll never forget the time Randy Moss, he was still in Minnesota. I think they were playing Green Bay.
Okay.
And he caught like a 70-yard touchdown, runs in the end zone. He goes in the end zone, he turns around, he acts like he's mooning the crowd.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't pull out his pants. He just showed him his ass. You know, he didn't do, it was fake, and Joe Buck's like, oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Like, really? Really, Joe? Come on, man. I mean, so he acts like he's like this level above you.
Right.
And like Troy Aikman, like, he seems like a wonderful person, but like in the booth, there's something about him that I just don't like.
What about Romo?
I don't mind Romo.
Yeah, me neither.
Like he doesn't. Like I don't get excited. Tony Romo's calling the game. But I don't like sit there and go like, oh man, fucking Tony Romo. Like I'm indifferent to him. Like he calls the game well, and he knows it, and I think some of the things he explains is always interesting.
Yeah, I do.
I always come away with a little something from the way he calls a game.
Yeah. But
like overall, like I'm like indifferent to him.
Well, Pittsburgh was really upset when I don't know his name, but he took over for the Penguins calling.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
I know.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Lang's Mike Lang.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
It's got to go at some point.
At some point, Bill Hillgrove's going to go.
Jesus.
I mean, like, the man's based... The only reason he's alive is because he's pickled.
He is pickled.
You know what I mean?
He is.
So, I mean, it's...
I was listening to DV the other morning,
Yeah.
on the way into work.
Yeah.
I was working 11 to 11 that day.
Yeah.
And so I'm on my way, and like when I'm listening to someone, I'm very critical on how they sound.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know why, because I probably sound like shit, but I'm critical on how they sound on the radio.
Yeah.
And at one point in my drive to Morgantown, I was like, did this guy have a stroke? Or is he just drunk 24/7? That'll get us canceled off everything. But what I'm saying is like...
Bill Hillgrove has probably woke up drunk.
Like... It wasn't necessarily a slur.
Yeah.
But it sort of was.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of said, I was like, did he have a stroke at some point? Or does he just have his fucking mouth full of food?
He's probably, yeah. I mean, he's probably...
You know what I mean?
Half in the bag at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I just could not... I just couldn't get into the...
Yeah.
And usually, like, back in the day, I used to love listening to Hillgrove. Because I thought he's pretty knowledgeable. And
right.
Like, he calls it how it is. And
yeah.
I'm going to give the man his props. I mean, like, he knows his shit. But when I'm listening to him on the way in, I'm like, what's he got, a fucking Egg McMuffin in his mouth? I mean, like, what the fuck's going on here? It was very weird.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's funny, like Pittsburgh people want, they want like a pro Pittsburgh announcing team. Like, from a national standpoint, you're never going to get that.
Yeah, but this guy, reverting back to the Penguins.
Yeah.
This guy calls a pretty good game.
Right. But, again, we're Pittsburgh, so it's like, Mike Lang's been there for fucking ever, so you'll never live up to Mike Lang. It's like when the Gunner stepped down and Lanny Fratteri stepped in as the Pirates announcer. Like, people hated Lanny Fratteri for years. But because he replaced a Pittsburgh legend.
Right.
And then he becomes a Pittsburgh legend.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's like the voice of the Pirates now. And I mean, he's been replaced. And like people are like, I can't believe, how do you replace Lanny Fratteri? How do you do that? That's despicable. I don't think he's 100. I can't believe they roll him out for like opening day still.
Yeah.
But there's Lanny Fratteri, Good afternoon, Pittsburgh. Welcome to the Pirates home opener. You're like, oh shit, Lanny Fratteri's still alive?
Right. I mean, Mike Lang was probably the best color man you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
And it was exciting to listen to Lang. The only person I can compare to Lang to is, what's his name, NBA? Marv Albert?
Marv Albert, yeah.
Yeah. It's the only person I can really compare him to. For me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Miller with the 3.
Dude.
And the swish.
Nobody can call a game like Marv Albert.
Marv Albert calling an NBA game. Like, especially in the 90s, you knew shit was on.
Yeah. He was unbelievable.
He was basically the second voice of the Bulls.
He was.
'Cause at least to me, like, I could go, Jordan, down the lane, and a dunk for 2. You're just like, oh shit, Marv Albert's on.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? Lang was the same way for the Penguins.
Yeah.
But when Staggy stepped in,
it
was just too much,
Yeah.
It was just like, there was too much. The thing with Lang was, Lang would call the game and then he'd poke in a little history.
Yeah.
Or a little something. But he'd go right back to calling the game.
Right.
Lang would just go.
Staggy, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, not Lang. Staggy would just fucking go on this fucking year-long tangent.
Yeah.
And how he was drinking in a bar somewhere.
Yeah. And that's how he came up with the tagline, "The Boys of Winter."
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Just call the game.
Yeah.
Call the game. I'm tuning into the radio.
Yeah.
To hear the game.
Yeah.
I want to hear that Malkin passed to Crosby on the power play. I don't give a fuck about what you did in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's where I think that's where he failed. I mean, like, he would just go off on these tangents on this history lesson. I'm like, I don't fucking care. Just call the game.
Yeah.
Call the fucking game. That's why, I'm not in front of a TV. I'm listening to the radio. I want to hear the game.
Yes. But he would do that as a color guy, too. Like, there was a time where it was like Mike Lang and Paul Steigerwald.
Yeah.
They were Lang was play-by-play. Steigerwald was color. Steigerwald never played a lick in the NHL, but he was the color man. He was like the Myron Cope of hockey. But like he was constantly like, going off on these like, and Lang's like, Lemieux down the ice, he passes it off, and Francis comes down, he takes the shot, Lemieux with the shot, score! And Steigerwald will be like, and I remember a time when Ron Francis bought a Buick. And you're like, what the fuck?
That's right. It's true. It's so true. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Ronnie Francis, when he played for the Hartford Whalers, he was a Buick spokesman.
Yeah.
What do anything? So,
what kind of fucking history you diving in, son?
Yeah. Yeah. So
you're digging in the wrong places.
Yeah.
The treasure's over here. You're digging fucking over here.
Yeah. So
all right, we're way over.
We're way over and we're way off.
Yeah. Right.
Nobody gives a fuck about the history of announcers in Pittsburgh. None.
Nobody.
But there we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Truth hurts.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's wrap it up.
Anything like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
I'm good, son.
All right, well, I do want to tell Thad who wrote in, I just want to say, Thad, in your emails, I'm the Grinch, not Ian. Ian will decorate. I will not. So when you write in, don't accuse Ian of being the Grinch, because he's not.
Oh, I decorate the shit out of this place.
Just me.
Yeah.
Just me. I hate Halloween. I hate Christmas. That's all I have to say.
You're a strange one.
Mr. Grinch. Yeah. So remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send us an email like Thad does each and every week. And an email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. We're very, very easy to find. And we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search. You'll find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, we want to thank you, dear listener, for rolling with us for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. Been a while since we've done a long one. Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
But we thank you so much for checking us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough. And if you'd be so kind to be a friend, tell a friend. We greatly appreciate it.
Truth.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.